Hey guys, welcome. I'm Kathryn and this is Little Bits of Heaven Homestead. Today's video is a quick and easy 3-ingredient recipe for cookies that you should have in your pantry if you have been following my Prepping 101 series. So this is, as promised, cooking from your food storage. And if you have not been following my Prepping 101 series, please go ahead and catch up on those because I think that's really valuable information that anybody should have, because it's always a good idea to have layers of protection just in case. And I do consider food as a layer of protection. So in this, I am going to do a keto version of this, but you could easily substitute non-keto varieties of each of these ingredients. So today I am using almond butter. If you're not familiar with using almond butter, I've already served out my amount that I need for this recipe, but it's really important that you stir almond butter because it wants to separate and all the heavy solids end up in the bottom, and then you end up with this real liquidy layer on top. If you don't mix it, then by the time you get to the bottom of your jar, it is just like dry as dirt. So always mix this before you use it, just in case you're not familiar with using almond butter, because the first time I used almond butter, I was in for a surprise. So this is literally as easy as it gets. So if you have never baked before, if you've never cooked a cookie before, this is your recipe because it is really hard to screw up. So before you start, and I haven't done this, I should do this, preheat your oven to 350 degrees and line a cookie sheet with parchment paper. This is not an essential step, but it will save you a lot of cleanup time, and it's also really easy to get your cookies off of there. So it's a no-fail way to not break up your cookies when you are serving them. So what you're gonna need is either peanut butter or almond butter. Both will do. I am using monk fruit with erythritol. It's a sugar substitute because I do not do refined sugars. You can easily do this with just standard white sugar. Eggs, you're gonna need 1 egg. These are from my backyard. I just gotta show you because they're beautiful, works of art. And then vanilla. I'm adding a 4th ingredient to this, and then you can actually get fancier than this. If you wanted to, you could add chocolate chips or sugar-free chocolate chips. You could add cinnamon, you could add nutmeg. It's really up for you to tweak it as you see fit. And I encourage you to start with a base recipe if you've never done any baking before, and then tweak to it as you get more comfortable. But as always, anything that I recommend, I highly encourage you to experiment with. And that definitely goes for cooking. You can definitely screw up recipes, but you learn all along the way. So don't be shy. This is the cookie you're gonna end up with. So it looks like a regular peanut butter cookie, kind of a sugar cookie-ish texture, but fantastic for dipping into milk. Last night we took keto ice cream and put it in between and had an ice cream sandwich. So just fantastic. And like I said, it's cooking from your food storage. So if you are building your prepper pantry, you should have some sort of sugar on hand already if you've been following my series, and you should have this peanut butter on hand. Eggs, like I said, these are from my chickens in the backyard. I don't know what you would do as far as food storage on that. I do have some dehydrated freeze-dried eggs. That's always an option if you are doing a prepper pantry for long-term catastrophes of sorts. So you're gonna take your 1 egg. I always crack mine into a separate bowl only because mine are farm fresh. I do collect them daily, but sometimes funky stuff shows up. So that's just a good way to ensure that you're not dumping some grossness into your recipe. So if you have farm fresh eggs, you know what I'm talking about. So you're talking 1 egg in this recipe, 1 cup of peanut butter or almond butter, whatever your preference is here, and 1/2 cup to 2/3 of a cup of your sweetener of choice. If you're using a liquid artificial sweetener, you're gonna have a different ratio. I'm using a artificial sweetener that is a 1-to-1 exchange with regular sugar. You don't need any fancy tools to make this recipe. You don't need a hand mixer. You don't need any sort of stand blender. You just need a spoon and a little bit of elbow power. So that's really it. So 1 cup of peanut butter, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 egg, and then I am throwing in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I did make this vanilla extract. It's a little lighter than I would prefer, but I added new beans to it to freshen it up. I do have a video out there somewhere on extracts. I didn't do vanilla, but essentially an extract is just liquor of choice. I prefer vodka. You can use bourbon, you can use rum, and then whatever it is that you want to extract the flavor in, you just dump it in there and let it sit. It sounds really like a fancy term, like it's hard to do, but it's not. You could be making all sorts of extracts on your own. I make coffee extract, I make vanilla extract, I've made cinnamon extract, I've made almond extract, so really easy to do. Okay, you can see that this didn't even require that much mixing. You just want to get it to this chunky texture where it is fully incorporated into one another. Take a little spoonful. This recipe will make you depending on how thick you make your cookies, about 6 to 9 cookies. And so you just kind of measure it out into little blobs on your tray. What I should do is move this so you can see it. Let's see here. I'm a little nervous having my eggs right next to me because anybody who knows me in real life knows I'm a bull in a china shop, and I'm surprised that I haven't knocked it off yet. So you just do your little round balls here. You could get fancy and use a little cookie ice cream scooper if you so chose. Like I said, I am as basic and bare bones as possible if I can get away with it. So you just take a fork and smush it down to your desired texture. I go about 1/2 inch thick. The thinner you go, the crispier it will get. I kind of like it with a crispy exterior and a soft interior, but if you just get it to a consistent thickness here, and then you can take your fork and do little crisscrosses to make it pretty. So you guys see, this is not time consuming. This is not extensive as far as needing a certain skill set. You do not have to be a master baker here. If I can bust this out in a few minutes, you can definitely bust it out in a few minutes as well. Let's see here. That's it, guys. So these are the cookies. You would pop them in the oven for about 10 to 13 minutes, and you are gonna end up with this. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. So that's all there is to it, guys. So this is a quick and easy way to enjoy some of your food storage. Like I've said in previous videos, prepping, in my opinion, is all about continuity of comfort. There is nothing more comfort food than cookies. And so if you can provide this to your family, not only on a bad day when things are stressful, it will definitely bring some joy to their lives, but any day. I mean, you could really, if you are feeling the need for a cookie and you don't have a lot of time to waste, this is your cookie. So I hope this was entertaining and gave some value to your life, and I hope that you guys try these cookies. If you do, please leave me a comment on what you think. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. If you got something out of this of value, please give it a thumbs up, and feel free, as always, to share it with your friends and family if you think they might benefit from it as well. Guys, thanks for joining me. I hope this finds you well, and we will talk soon. Till next time.